This is Inside Indiana Business Radio on demand for Friday, November 15th, 2024. I'm Gary Dick. Officials in Delphi are preparing to christen the largest private housing investment in the county's history, the $12.5 million interurban apartments. Ironman Properties broke ground on the 68-unit multifamily project in 2023. It pays homage to the Interurban Railway, originally built in 1856, connecting Fort Wayne, Logansport, and other Indiana cities, cementing the legacy of Delphi as a transportation hub. An economic impact report is out on Fort Wayne's Electric Works development, the remaking of a former massive General Electric manufacturing campus. The property is being transformed into an innovation and entertainment district. Electric Works' Katie Silliman says one of the biggest takeaways from the report, the crowds.
Over 770,000 in 2023 for us, and for us was just astonishing, particularly when you think about back to when the campus, when it was just pretty much closed and you just had some maintenance individuals. From an annual visit perspective, they were looking at about 8,000. So, I mean, that's a significant gap.
Movie star Arnold Schwarzenegger has been cast in a new role in the orthopedics capital of the world. Warsaw's Zimmer Biomet announcing that Schwarzenegger will be the company's chief movement officer. Zimmer Biomet is one of the largest orthopedic device companies in the world and says Schwarzenegger, who has had a hip replacement, is the perfect person for the role. From the state's #1 source for Indiana business news, you're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio. Indiana, your bold future starts here. IBJ Media, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indiana Economic Development Corporation invite you to the Engage Indiana series, presented by CareSource, Indiana University, and Old National Bank. With an unrelenting focus on growing Indiana's economy, our Engage Indiana events take place in every region of the state. Discover when we'll be in your area at ibj.com/engage. Indiana Governor-elect Mike Braun has named leaders for a dozen topic-driven teams as he looks forward to becoming the state's next governor. Here's Marek Mazurek.
The councils will primarily focus on fiscal efficiency and improving the economy, but also on issues involving public safety, energy and natural resources, and healthcare. Members of each team are largely business leaders, former government officials, and subject experts working in the industry. Senator Braun last week announced his transition team, which includes several former members of former Governor Mitch Daniels' administration and board members of the nonprofit Hoosiers for Opportunity, Prosperity, and Enterprise, or HOPE. The think tank partnered with Braun's campaign to develop policy specifics during the campaign. I'm Marek Mazurek for Inside Indiana Business Radio.
In case you missed it, 2 stories in the business of sports. Penske Entertainment is adding to its portfolio with the acquisition of the Grand Prix Association of Long Beach and its popular IndyCar race there. It is the longest-running major street circuit race in North America and will celebrate its 50th edition in 2025. Penske Entertainment says it intends to provide, quote, significant investment into the racing experience at Long Beach, but did not provide details on an amount it intends to spend on that race. Meantime, Indianapolis scores a win by keeping the NFL Scouting Combine in 2026, extending its decades-long run that began in 1987 and was set to expire after 2025. This year's Combine generated a record-setting $9.26 million in economic impact while attracting more than 27,000 fans. This is Gary Dick for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.